104.5 The Team, your home for New York sports. Joining us now, part of the Showtime Boxing broadcasting crew. Just earlier this month was a recent inductee into the Boxing Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Steve. Steve Farhood with us. Congratulations.
Thanks so much. It was a great weekend, and boxing is staying in the news, that's for sure.
Well, all right, so obviously, you know, we only called to congratulate you, but while you're on the phone,
right.
I know the answer to this before I ask it, but I feel like it's the best question. Who's going to win, Conor McGregor or Floyd Mayweather?
Well, if you look at the odds, actually, I'm shocked at the odds for this fight. The opening line in Vegas at I think it's the I forget which casino it is, but they have Mayweather about 11-1 favorite. And if you think about it, when Mike Tyson fought Evander Holyfield, and Evander Holyfield was a world champion, an Olympian, and everything else, he was about a 25-1 underdog. So it kind of shocks me that a guy like Conor McGregor, who has never had a professional prize fight, would only be a 7 or 8-1 underdog. So I think that tells you. Now, I'm going to score the fight for Showtime, so I don't like making predictions, but I think if you've heard what I've said in the past, you'd know who I think is going to win. I'm a boxing guy.
So you're leaning towards the boxing way, of course, and Floyd also so quick in the ring and how he can move. If McGregor does have some type of chance to have this happen, the huge upset, what would that take?
Well, it's going to take a lot of toughness because he's going to get hit a lot. McGregor has one way to win this fight, which is attack with the southpaw left hand. That's his big weapon. So I think because of his lack of boxing acumen and lack of boxing experience, he may just wing it. He may go in there and say, I have nothing to lose. You know, I'm going after this guy, and I'm going to take, you know, that 1 in 100,000 shot that I hit him on the chin with my left hand. So in that sense, I kind of feel that in some way he's going to be more aggressive than a lot of Mayweather's previous opponents have been. That might only get him a bigger beating. We will see. But he has to be aggressive. So I don't see the fight going any other way.
Showtime Steve Farhood with us right now on 104.5 The Team. Steve, so we're excited about this fight. You eat, sleep, and breathe boxing. Are you excited about this fight?
I'm excited about this event. Okay. How about that?
Okay. I like that.
Well said.
Put it that way. Yeah, first of all, it's going to bring huge attention to both boxing and MMA, obviously. These two guys know how to sell a fight. It's going to be, or how to sell an event anyway. So it's going to be, you know, front page news. And one other way to look at it, boxing's missed Floyd Mayweather. You know, he hasn't fought in a couple of years, and what he brings to the game is unique, and he's the best. And I think it's going to help him a lot that he's not a guy that gets fat between fights. You know, he's not going to have to train that hard to get down to his weight, or actually the weight is 154 pounds for this fight, which is higher than he normally fights at. So I think, you know, absence makes the heart grow fonder. We haven't seen Floyd in a while, and I think against an opponent like this, it's going to bring out the hype even more and the trash talking. It's going to be kind of a crazy, crazy promotion.
Besides the $200 million, which obviously I understand is a huge price for anybody to fight with, why does Floyd want to take this fight?
You know, you got to think about it from his perspective. First of all, he loves money, and I've asked him about that on the air in interviews before. I said, Floyd, given how much money you love, how much you love money, and how much money you can make with a fight, McGregor or otherwise, how come you haven't fought in 2 years? And I think that he has a pretty high standard of what is going to motivate him financially, and obviously this is way more than he can make against any fighter, any boxer. So I think that's the motivation. I think that he sees it as, I'm a boxer, I'm the best of my generation, I'm fighting a guy who's never had a pro fight. Easy money.
What about the undefeated record? I know maybe the risk is that he's fighting someone who's never fought before, but there's something about the legacy of seeing as an undefeated boxer that has to play a factor in his decisions too.
Well, you know, he's going for his 50th win, and that's one more than Marciano, who was the only fighter who retired, you know, only champion who retired with that many wins and no losses or draws. To me, the 50 wins doesn't mean that much. And if there are fight fans out there, hardcore fight fans, who want to say, hey, look who Floyd's beating for his 50th win, what does that mean? I'm not going to argue with them. That's fine. He's not fighting a real boxer, a professional boxer. So I get it. I just don't think that 50th win is going to be that big a deal in this promotion. I think it's more about, you know, personalities.
We've got the International Boxing Hall of Famer with us right now, Steve Farhood, on the 104.5 Team Levack and Goss. So, see, a lot of, casual fight fans were soured by Mayweather-Pacquiao. Probably going to be soured by Mayweather-McGregor because the way the styles will match up. What's the fight, if you could book a fight, what's the fight that's going to take a casual fight fan and turn them back into, the Tyson-era fan or the Oscar De La Hoya era fan?
Well, I think when you talk about Floyd, who obviously draws the biggest numbers pay-per-view wise, Floyd against the winner of Canelo and Triple G would be, the biggest fight. However, Floyd's a welterweight, and those guys are now fighting at middleweight, so that fight is even more far removed from our mirrors than it would have been maybe a year or two ago. So, I think Triple G and Canelo is a very, very attractive fight that's going to draw a lot of people. Now, of course, it's going to get hurt in the publicity department by this fight because it's coming, in September, and this fight is late August. So, if you want to talk about competition and boxing legacy, I could think of other fights for Floyd. But if you want to talk about why this is being made, I don't think it takes too much foresight to see it's about money. It's about the fact that this is an event, and it's going to be pretty unique.
Can you give us a little clue of what Showtime has planned leading up to the fight? Are we going to have some all-access, or are we going to have some sit-downs with the guys?
I would anticipate the full-blown coverage. I don't know for sure. I mean, this is brand new to me. I haven't talked to our boss or the PR department, so I don't know what's ahead. But you know what? I think that the casual sports fan, whether he be an MMA fan or a boxing fan, is going to buy this fight, and it's going to do 3 million buys, maybe more. And the all-time record, of course, is Manny Floyd, which was 4.6. But it wouldn't surprise me if this does the second biggest number of buys in the history of boxing. So the hype, they have a couple of months to hype it. I think it's going to be pretty crazy. I can't wait to see how McGregor hypes it. I guess he already started by tweeting a picture of him with Floyd Mayweather Sr., which was kind of a weird thing to do. But he'll be fighting Junior, and I can't wait. The trash talking is going to be as much fun as the fight itself, maybe more.
Steve, was there thought put into booking this on my birthday? Do you think they got together?
And stop. Do not ask a Hall of Famer that.
You know what? Your birthday, I had hip surgery scheduled for August 9th. So this is screwing me up big time. Now I got to push back the hip surgery, which means more pain for me. So I'm thinking about maybe asking Floyd for just 0.1% of his purse to make up for the fact that he's inconveniencing me. I don't know if he'll give it to me, but I'm certainly going to ask.
If you could just throw in something for me, too, on that. Because you
I will. I will give you 0.1% of what I get.
Oh, my goodness.
You know what? I appreciate that. And that's how you become a Hall of Famer, is thinking like that.
I'm a magnanimous guy. What can I tell you?
Steve Farhood, man, thank you so much for making time for us. We appreciate it. We know you're busy.
Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you again before the fight.